The honourable member for Welland has a request as well.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. And I rise today to ask for emergency debate on what is called the PEG-V, or the porcine epidemic diarrhea virus, which has affected the pork industry now in 4 provinces across this country: Manitoba, Ontario, and now the substantiation is it's at Quebec as of yesterday, and Prince Edward Island. It's a new disease to this country, Mr. Speaker, and to the United States. It broke out in the United States last year for the very first time. It's not an unknown virus across the world, but it is to North America new. And it's an insidious virus that doesn't affect human health. It doesn't affect the food supply chain per se. But what it does is it can indeed destroy the entire pork industry in this country by basically killing off young piglets. They contract that virus, and as the title obviously says, they literally dehydrate to death. The mortality rate is beyond 80%. The pork industry itself says if this to take a foothold and to get through the barns of the pork industry in this country, they're looking at losses estimated around $45 million, which is catastrophic losses for them. But what's also important about this, Mr. Speaker, is this virus knows no boundary. It's affected in upper states in the United States, Montana and Wyoming, where indeed it can go across the border into Alberta or into other provinces from those particular states. And so pig farmers across this country are facing a huge dilemma just in a moment when their industries had recovered for the last year and a half after a severe downturn. They're now faced with this catastrophic illness that's literally going through the industry. So that's why I've asked today, Mr. Speaker, that we contemplate having an emergency debate to see that what we can do federally, because at the moment it's basically just simply being shunted and punted back to the province and say, well, it's a provincial issue. Well, clearly it's transformed across the borders. It's no longer just a provincial industry or industry that's a provincial problem. It truly is a problem for the pork industry across this country. And I would ask that you would entertain an emergency debate on that subject, Mr. Speaker.
Well said, no? I thank the honourable member for raising this issue as well. Although given the supply day cycles, and I'm not prepared to grant one at this time, but I understand it is an evolving issue, and perhaps the member may wish to try again in the future.